we weren't ready for the beginning of the game, so it was pretty much over right there in end quote. So he admitted the team wasn't ready to go, and Reggie actually had 20 points, 10 assists, so he had a double-double. But the Pistons just, I mean, again, Charlotte's at one of those teams, defending-wise, such a good defending team. Kemba Walker has, and he's come on really strong. He's playing for, some bigger money, but again, it's frustrating watching the Pistons as the bench kind of didn't really kind of do any spot last night.
And Al Jefferson, he got 3 fouls right away. He was out of the game. You know what killed him yesterday was that Batum from Portland. He killed him yesterday. That was hitting everything, man.
That guy's gonna get
it was like hair around that hole.
He's a free agent to come in the.
You gotta defend it. You gotta defend him. You know?
He's a free agent this summer too. And Naomi's gonna be a guy who gets paid.
To me, the Pistons, they're not even on my radar right now. They got to prove something. And Roger, you hit the nail on the head. They are. They're so inconsistent. It's not even funny. They have no identity. They have. We talk about Tiger leadership. Who's going to lead the Tigers this summer? Besides Stan Van, which I think he's a good coach. He's trying to build what he can do. But man, they have just no leadership on that squad, and it's evident by Reggie Jackson looking out there, dribbling around, not knowing what to do. Granted, Roger mentioned he had a double-double, 2010. But if you get a double-double in the loss, it's totally kissing your sister. It doesn't matter.
Stan Van Gundy is their leader.
And you know what? That's fine. Obviously, a coach should be a leader. That's a given. But we have no core leadership. We definitely have no locker room leadership. The only locker room leadership we had was a gentleman who already shipped out. What was that? Jennings that had that quote saying, "No leader at all." So. Hopefully they can make the playoffs, but even if they do, they ain't going to do that. Even if, I don't even know if we could draft. I'm not quite sure. I don't even know if I want them to make the playoffs. I'd say miss the playoffs, get lucky with that lottery, and hopefully bring someone in that can take us, not even the next level, just our level to get us in the playoffs and get that experience.
Good point.
No. The Pistons, like with you, I at least pay attention to them. I'll say that. There's a time you didn't even check if they won or lost. They're in the discussion. You brought up that Brandon Jennings. I know he's not maybe their way the point guards are. You look at him, prototypical. But they seem like they won when he went. I kind of liked him, and I know he got hurt. They brought in Reggie Jackson. I know he was supposed to be better, and he probably is better, but I guess I liked how they played better with Jennings. Yes, sometimes it's on the court versus what the paper says.
Well, he was their best player last year when they were reeling off down their own, man.
Right.
He was hitting everything. He could shoot.
Right. So, I think that might have been your, I don't know if basketball plays the sacred measures, but maybe sacred measures not wrong. Because
Is there
the feel, maybe sometimes just the team has the feel on the court with a guy different than the other. It's just like when you trust a goalie, you play different. You trust your defenseman, the goalie plays different. There's a trust issues, and I'm not saying like how much more trust. You can know you can depend on each other. And I'm not on that floor, but it seemed like they played better with him on the floor.
Yeah, I agree.
Sure. Yeah, because if you watch Reggie Jackson, just watch his body language. I'm telling you, his body language. It's like he doesn't. He's a good player, but it's just like his head's not in the game half of the time. I'm not just throwing it out there. It's a fact. You just watch the guy. His body language he's not there half. And Andre Drummond's the same way, man. Same way. Those two guys.
Space cadets.
Yes.
Great term. Total space cadets. They're not in it. And didn't Reggie Jackson barf his first game as a Piston, right? Wasn't he on the bench or something? He threw up.
Yeah, he probably did.
Like that to me, that's not a sign of.
Well, let's know. But here's what
I think that frustrates Stan Van Gundy.
Andy, look, that's more like nervousness. That's what.
But I don't want nervousness out of my point guard.
But
I want steady, solid leadership.
I want that too. But look, the thing is, he does take too ill-advised shots. The shots are very rushed sometimes, and there's like too much time on the clock. He tries to take a three, he tries to become the man, and there's a way to different. Jennings, you're gonna miss Jennings because Jennings could take over a game when he wants to. Jackson's not at that point yet. It's gonna take some time. It's gonna be some growing pains for the Pistons, but.
And remember, when he left OKC, he didn't leave on good terms with Kevin Durant. So he wasn't.
Well, and Kevin Durant's a superstar.
Well, Kevin Durant's a head case too. So, but he wasn't well liked when he left. So I'm not saying he's not well liked here, but you gave the guy $80 million. The Pistons are not going to win unless they get a leader at point guard. This ain't going to happen.
I think it's a waste of money, personally.
I mean, Isaiah Thomas for the Boston Celtics. Look what he's doing for the Boston Celtics.
He's cash.
You take him off the team. You know, they're
But
different.
Isaiah Thomas also had kind of like, they weren't sure, he was in the right system
He
at the
took
right
his
time.
he took his bumps too.
Yeah.
Like when Chauncey came here, he was bouncing around the league, and then he found his team, and we need that from Reggie Jackson. We invested heavily in him, and so if the Brennan Jennings injury never happened, who knows what his missing team is?
Totally different ballgame.
The good news is Johnson and Tolliver are coming back, so they need them down the
They
stretch.
played, they played yesterday.
Yeah, and it was good to see them back because, especially the Pistons bench, the 40 minutes a night. I mean, that's what it is too. A lot of the guys are just tired, and I mean there's no excuse. I mean, they have to play this way, but
You know what's turned into their leader is Marcus Morris. You watched him yesterday?
Yeah.
He was telling guys he was telling Tolliver yesterday, dude, you gotta get back, and they were communicating. Marcus Morris, he's definitely turned into a leader, man.
I think he's one of the best Piston trades I've seen, and in the last
For nothing.
Yeah, for nothing.
A second round pick in
A bag
2
of
years.
balls.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he's, you know what? I like his game. I like his demeanor.
The catcher's mess.
He's a passionate dude, but he's held his check. And he had a bad rap in Phoenix, but I think it's also again one of those, what the NFL does with some players sometimes. They just put them up there in the NBA. I mean, his brother physically assaulted Jeff Hornacek. I mean, that was like right there, like whoa.
Completely
Well,
flat.
Matt Derry hit around the nose, and when the trade happened, he goes, separate the two brothers, you're going to see a good player, this guy, Marcus Morris. He hit it on the head.
Yeah, and absolutely
He hit it on the
right.
head.
Yeah, that was a good point by Darius. Let's
Separated.
let's talk Tigers. We have our Tiger expert Jim Price in here.
Nice area. Hashtag wow.
Mike,
And we got a catcher controversy, buddy.
Yeah,
You're
the
guy-
Tigers might be carrying 3 catchers, which is unheard of in the modern day baseball. 3 catchers used to be kind of the norm back in your day, Jim Price. I mean, you were
Tigers
just
had 5, and they
No,
had
you're
4.
talking Mr. Third Catcher over here in the '68 dump.
4.
Well,
Yeah,
they used there was they used to be 3 catchers used to be kind of the minimum, and now it's 2 catchers with Fed. You have one ready to go in AAA Toledo, but right now there is kind of let's talk about first Michael Fulmer getting brought up yesterday against the Astros, and that was kind of a they're going to put him as a starter with the kind of the quote unquote depth, if you will. I use that quotation for the bullpen because I think the bullpen is still a giant question mark. It's not proven, so I'm not going to say the bullpen issues are solved right now, but they're going to put Fulmer as a starter, as they should, because he does not need to go out of the bullpen. I will stick to that. I'm steadfast about it. I've talked about this with Chris Brown on Bad Op Radio, and I think that, I don't know where you stand on making Fuller out of the bullpen. Were you a starter?
Are you talking about keeping him in the minors and letting him start?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we were just talking about that off air. I think that's what the Tigers probably going to do. He's not even been, the last couple of outings haven't been good for him, so you're probably right in that. I think they're going to make him a starter in AAA or Double A.
Do you think he's better off as a starter in the long term?
Well, he's going to be a starter long term, but if you listen to a lot of guys that follow baseball, they only say he's got 2 pitches, so he's got to get that 3rd pitch if he wants to be a starter. But the Tigers do need another lefty in the bullpen. That Justin from
Wilson.
He's not pitching well.
I think Kyle Ryan has been pitching very well.
Kyle Ryan has. I'm a big Kyle Ryan fan, but I mean, the Yankees organization, any team, who's going to trade not too many teams trade lefties out of the bullpen. The Tigers got one, and people think it's a steal of the lifetime. I don't know about that. So they need another lefty.
Steal left-handers. They
Exactly.
come in and pitch.
And last time the Yankees traded us a left-hander, we got Phil Cole. So
He's a really fast runner. Phil Cole can run.
Yeah, Justin Wilson got allowed to run on 2 hits and a walk. Mark Lowe had 2 runs on 2 hits, so he did not pitch well. But the other guy lefty in the bullpen, Kyle Ryan, did pitch sort of sending yesterday for him. But what do you see, Jim, in terms of so far with Michael Fulmer kind of blowing up? I mean, he's going to probably go ahead and start Toledo, but
yeah, I mean he's potentially a starter. I always call bullpen guys failed starters because they were always the best pitcher on their team at some point. I always go back to this at every point, but it's how it works. They were the guy, and then somewhere along the line they weren't the guy, or then they faced batters that could adjust to them, and at some point you can't make the adjustments back, and then they go, maybe you can get 3 outs. You can't get 18 outs, maybe you can get 3, and you don't have good. And I don't know that he's proved that he can't get 18 outs yet. So until he does that, I think they leave him, starting. Whether it's in Toledo, for sure, and that's not for the Tigers, but I think you leave him at the start now. He still potentially is a guy that can go get you 18 outs.
if Anibal Sanchez doesn't start, they're gonna have to fill in that spot with him or Boyd.
I'm kind of at the opposite. To me, the Tigers, if you need bullpen help, why not use that? He's a young man, what is he, 22, 23, we were
A
talking
lot of
earlier.
teams do that.
So, get him wet, dude. I don't want a green starter. I don't want someone that, let's just let him sit and marinate in the minors and, let's work him into being this number one starter or number two starter that we don't know if he can be that. If he can throw and he only has 2 pitches, relievers only have 1 or 2 pitches. Starters don't have 1 or 2 pitches. If you're a starter and you're a stud, you got 3, 4, and an out pitch. If he's only rocking 1 or 2 good pitches, put him in the bullpen, especially if we need him. The Tigers were so pathetic last year. I'll do anything and take anything that it takes to win.
They're ranked 25th in the league last year in pitching, total pitching last year. But if you look across the minor leagues, guys, the depth of the starter right now is not good. I mean, look at what happened with Juan and Erie right now. They have a lot of older minor leaguers who are still trying to figure out. And they have some guys that look like Joe Jimenez, who has pitched very well. That guy's going to start the season in Double-A.
Rondon's not pitching well.
Oh, yeah, Rondon's been struggling. Angel Nesbitt's been pitching better. Who he admitted the reason why he struggled last year in Toledo is because, quote, I didn't want to be there anymore because he had to taste the leagues and when he got demoted, and that does something to your
You see that a lot. You see
Yeah.
guys go down and they lay an egg, and you're like, you shine for a minute, and then you can't get out of, a journeyman AAA guy. I think their brains just shut off. Then they have to reset. And
Joe Zumaya was a starter in the minors for a long time.
Right.
Tigers made him a bullpen guy. He had a lights out 2006 spring training, and what did they do? They made him a setup guy.
I would love that for Fulmer.
And then eventually they're going to make him a starter again, but
I
they
think
work
with
out. But
Fulmer, I think you can do that. I think, what you're saying, where maybe later in the year. I don't think you convert it. I don't like the whole back and forth, and this is I was someone, my whole life, I played baseball. Whatever the maximum amount of innings, my pitch up, the arm fell off. So if he's a pitcher, and that's what he's a starter, I don't turn him back until I have to turn him back. And maybe that is this year, maybe that is July, and guess what? We're playing well, but we've got this hole and you can fill it. And then you maybe make an organizational decision where it's worth messing with this guy a little bit, because you kind of are messing with the guy for the benefit of the organization. Because let's face it, that's what we're trying to do here is win the World Series. So at a point where it's worth doing that, you do it. Is now starting the season? I don't think so. And you see how the year goes, and then if he's throwing well, but he can't, we don't need him in the starting lineup or starting pitching. Then you go, hey, let's try to dial him back in the minors and see if we can't get an inning and a half out of him sometimes down the stretch. And then I think he's true.
that's why I thought it was a head scratcher. He traded Kyle Lobsky really for nothing. Kyle Lobsky was always a good guy to pitch you a solid game, come out of the bullpen, and I thought they should have kept him for depth.
I agree.
But I think he's more of a. But
He
see,
gave away for nothing, man.
but a lot of seeing in Pittsburgh, I think might be good for him. He's
Sure.
a good fit because I think he's more of a National League pitcher. Because National League pitchers tend to. There's a different. Reason why I was talking about this with a buddy of mine who wants to DH in the National League. I don't want the. I like National League baseball. There's a difference. There's a distinctive difference. And in terms of pitching and how things are done. But look at the prospects across the board in the top 30. You guys, I mean, look, Spencer Trumbull, there's a couple guys who are in West Michigan who, West Michigan's a low single A. So if they're doing this stuff in Lakeland, they're winning Florida State championships, that's a promising sign. If these guys are doing good things in here, that's a promising sign. But you have a lot of relievers right now. And I think that Fulmer, if he develops a better pitch, will be a good guy. A guy to look out for who was a starter and now will be a shot at bullpen, Drew Verhagen, mid-90s all spring. The guy's been on fire.
Lefty, too.
No, he's a righty.
He's a righty.
Why do I think he's
Power
lefty?
rating. I don't know.
It's probably the Baileys.
It could be. It could be.
I touch on one thing you said is with the DH, because there's a pet peeve I have there, and that's the World Series. I don't, it irritates me to no end that one team has to reset how their team works, and one doesn't to play a baseball game.
I agree.
I think I don't know what the answer is, but for an American League team to go to St. Louis and not only have to go to St. Louis, but then figure out who to put on the field.
Yep.
Even though all year long they knew that answer. I don't know what I don't have an answer, but there's got to be one because I just don't find that to be very fair.
Either or. They have to do it either or.
Right. The National League and the World Series always has the advantage because it's easier to adjust as a National League team to say, well, hey, our pitcher doesn't have to bat